Hi everyone, my name is Denise and welcome back to week 3 of my sketchbook tour. So let's get started. So for this week's assignment, we had to sketch out a still life using a reference photo, obviously. And the reference photo had various objects in it, such as the pumpkin, the vase, and fabric. It was very intimidating at first because I personally never sketched out fabric before or even shading in, so it was very challenging at first, getting getting the right values for each fold, like this right here, and whatnot. So how I began the process of sketching, I used the lightest pencil that I have available with me, which is the 2H. I mean, it's not really the lightest that I have, but for sketching out, I wanted to use a light pencil, so I used a 2H pencil to begin with, and then using my darker pencils to shade in different values within the object. For example, right here, my pumpkin, I used, of course, 2H to sketch it out, and then using my H and HB to put in darker values within it, and then using my 2B to actually use the darkest for the shade, like this right here and this right here, in order to one, have the shade within the pumpkin, and two, to simply, like, how do I explain it? Basically, what I'm trying to explain is that I use a darker shade in order to basically tell apart the objects. So we have a vase right here and the pumpkin right here, and you could tell right here where the line goes, I guess. And then, of course, using my kneaded eraser, lighten up some areas. So right here, to get that highlight, just like the reference photo, it had like this shiny kind of value within it in that photo, so I wanted to replicate that in my sketch right here. And the same goes with the vase. Using the kneaded eraser, I kneaded away a couple of areas right here and right here, and especially in the handle, you could tell from the dark background to the handle where's the light source heading, lighting up the area basically. And then down here, I use the darkest pencil that I have available, which is my 2B, 3B, in order to get the folds of the fabric, because on the reference photo it was much darker than any other one. And again, using my 2B, 3B, I used that to make it darker and lighter depending on how the reference photo looked like. And then right here, since it was the most lightest, I would say, between the vase and the whole photo, it was very difficult at first. I first used, of course, my 2H to sketch it out, but mainly used my 3H, 2H, H, and HB in order to get the right range of value within it, as you can tell. And then going back in with a blender in order to blend in a couple of things, such as right here and along, and mostly right here, you could tell kind of, if I put my camera closer, where I blended it and whatnot. But again, that's how it was. It was really fun doing it because once again, this was my first time actually drawing or sketching out fabric, and fabric folds, so it was very much difficult at first. But again, it was really fun. A lot of trial and error went to this piece. My first sketch, I had tried to use it. I tried drawing it out horizontally, but then, I scratched that idea and did it vertically, which was the best option for this final piece. For the background, I used the darkest that I have, which is 5B, 6B, in order to get it together. And actually, on the video resource, I saw the person using a napkin, which is very interesting because I personally, on my own pieces, I used my hand, but since the hand usually has lots of oils, I usually get myself dirty and everything else dirty. So this time I used a napkin to blending it out in the background, and it was very handy. And then going back with my kneaded eraser to pick up some highlights, like right here on the reference photo, it kind of had like a couple of light values on it, so I wanted to try that. But anyways, I really had fun. I guess my favorite part has to be the pumpkin. It stands out, and I worked really hard in getting the little lines where the pumpkin bends or folds, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. But I really had fun, and the trickiest part out of all has to be actually the top of the vase. If I could go back to it, I wish I could have gone a little bit darker and a little bit light, and picking up more light in order to make it better. But overall, I really did enjoy myself and drawing this piece, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me explain. Anyways, I hope everyone has a great day, and yeah, see you next week.